Welcome to Math Plus, where math makes sense. This is a practice video where you will borrow to subtract mixed numbers. Make sure you watch the lesson video first if you haven't already. It's called Borrow to Subtract Mixed Numbers, and there's a link right above. You will get to practice 3 equations where you're subtracting mixed numbers, and you will need to borrow. Most likely, you may not, so pay attention. So what I need you to do is solve the equation, simplify if needed, pause the video while you're working on it, and then come back and I will solve it, and you can see how well you did. The first thing that we want to do anytime that we're solving any fractions, whether we're adding or subtracting, we want to make sure that the denominators are the same. Now this is written horizontally, which is usually how you'll find it in a workbook, but I like to write it out vertically. You choose the way that's best for you. I need to find the common multiple for 9 and 3. I know what it is because I know my multiples. A lot of you probably knew that as well, but I did write the multiples over here. We're going to move this over, and I have 9 and 3, the multiples for both. And if you notice, 3 has 9 as one of its multiples, and 9 is a multiple of 9, 9 times 1. So we do not need to change the top one. So we're going to just leave it at 2/9. The bottom fraction, we have to turn the denominator into a 9, but to do that I have to multiply 3 times 3. Then I multiply the tops. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I have a problem. Just like when you're subtracting, we always subtract from the top to the bottom. And if you notice, we have a 2 minus 3. Our nature is to say, well, I can just do 3 minus 2. Do not subtract upside down. You always go from top to bottom. 2 minus 3 is not going to work. So what I need to do is borrow from this whole number. So that 13 becomes a 12. Well, what do I do? Just put a 1 in front of it? No. Keep it as a fraction. If I want to add a fraction to 2/9, I'm going to add 9 over 9. We're going to add that. 9 over 9. That's the equivalent of 1 whole. So we're going to add them together, and now I have 11 over 9 minus 3 over 9. And I can do that, right? 11 minus 3 is 8. So the answer for my 9s is 8/9. And I'm just going to slide it over here because I still have to subtract my whole numbers. And now I have 12 minus 3. My whole numbers is 9, and that's your answer. Here's your next equation. I want you to solve the equation and simplify if needed. Our equation is 19 and 9/10 minus 10 and 24/25. Big numbers, right? Let's move our blue box and see what the multiples look like. So again, some of you right away might have thought, well, 50, because 25 and 25 is 50, and I know 10 goes into it. If you don't need to write out these multiples, don't do it. We hope that there's lots of times that you don't need to, but 50 is the multiple, the common multiple. My denominator is 50. I have to multiply 9 by 5 because 10 times 5 is 50. 9 times 5 is 45. Always multiply top and bottom by the same number. 25 times 2 is 50. 24 times 2 is 48. And we have a situation where the top number, the top fraction, is smaller. So we have to borrow from our 19. And then what we're going to add is 50 over 50. That's a whole number. So we're adding that whole fraction into the other fraction, and then the result is 95 over 50. That's an improper fraction where the top number is bigger. Did you notice that? Now I can subtract 95 minus 48, which is 47. So I'm going to slide it over here again like I did last time. It's 47. We don't mess around with our denominator. We leave it alone anytime we add or subtract. And now I take my whole numbers, and 18 minus 10 is 8. And that's your answer. It is simplified. Good to go. Let's do one more. Let's look under our blue box for our multiples. We're looking for a common multiple of 11 and 4. Let's see. It looks like 44. Check me if I'm wrong. That was a lot of multiples to write out for our 4s, wasn't it? Now, if you knew your 11s and you did 11 first, you know that 4 times 11 is 44. So we are going to convert each of these into an equivalent fraction with 44 as the denominator. And when I multiply 4 by 11, I get 44. So I'm going to multiply 1 times 11 is 11. 11 times 4 is 44, and 2 times 4 is 8. Again, I have a situation where my top fraction is smaller, so I need to borrow from the 13. I need to take one whole out of that. Now this time I'm going to be adding 44 over 44. That's how a whole is represented with a common denominator. And then we're going to add those and then subtract. 44 plus 8 is 52. So we have 52 over 44 minus that 11 over 44. The answer is 5 minus 1 is 4, and 2 minus 1 is 1 over 44. That is pretty much simplified. 12 minus 6 is 6. So we did have 3 equations. None of them had to be simplified, but that is how you borrow. There are a lot of steps and practices. What makes you perfect. There is a link in the description area under the video where you can click it and get some worksheets to download and you can practice. The worksheets also have all the answers, so it's something you can do on your own, just like you did today. You solve the problem and then go check the work and see if you got it right.